Are you thinking about moving to Montana? Well, you're in the right place because in today's video, I'm going to be talking all about easements. And coming from a big city, Washington, D.C., when I got to Montana, I had no idea what an easement is and how it would truly affect my lifestyle here in Western Montana. So let's get after it right now. All right, my name is Diana Filkins. I am a realtor serving Missoula, Montana and Ravalli County in Western Montana, and it is such a beautiful day outside. Now it is towards the end of October. My car says it's about 40 degrees right now, and it's going to reach up to 60 today, so I'm pretty excited about that. Now I'm gonna adjust the camera just a little bit because my windshield is not very clean, and the reason for that is because I don't live in a traditional neighborhood, and therefore I live on a dirt road, and therefore my car is always dirty. Like, oh, that's my car telling me it's 39 degrees instead of 40 degrees. So like, even if I get my car washed 10 minutes later, it's dirty. And my kids give me shit about it all the time. They're like, Mommy, why isn't your car clean? I'm like, I literally cannot keep it clean, even if I wanted to. So I wanted to bring up this video all about easements because I had no idea when I moved from Washington, D.C., like a major city. Come on, car. All right, there you go. I had no idea what kind of impact it would have on my life. And I find that when I am working with buyers, I get the same question all the time. What does this easement mean? Why do I have to have it? What the hell is an easement? So we're gonna cover all of that. Now, I was thinking about this easement question this past week because I have some lovely sellers who have a shared well with the neighbor, and therefore they need an easement for the well. Now, what does this mean? So they have a shared well. Okay, so both houses use the well, right? Now, currently they do not have an easement for the well. So let's say that we'll call it neighbor one and neighbor two. So let's say that the well breaks or is low producing for neighbor two, and neighbor two is like, hey, neighbor one, what's going on? Are you having any trouble with the well? And neighbor one is like, no, we're not having any trouble, but you are. So neighbor two calls a well guy to come over, guy or gal, don't shoot me in the comments, guy or gal to come over and take a look at the well and make sure everything's good or repair it, whatever it is. But there needs to be an easement in place, because what if the wellhead is on neighbor one's property? You can't just like waltz over to neighbor one's property and be like, hi, I'm here to repair your well. You can't do that. That would be trespassing. Or you might get shot with a shotgun. And like in DC, you get shot for other reasons. I mean, you get shot no matter what. You can't just like walk onto somebody's property. So you need an easement to give you permission. Readjust. To give you permission to go onto neighbor one's property, get your well fixed, and then all is good in the world. Example number one of needing an easement. Now, I personally have an easement. When we bought our house, you need to cross over into the neighbor's property, like that's how the road is, because it's like a little off, I wouldn't say it's off grid, because it's definitely not off-grid, but it's not a typical cookie cutter neighborhood. Like, not all the houses are the exact same. They're not all like, you know, where you can like peek into the neighbor's window. So all the houses are like, one is like this way, and one is like that way, and one is like this way, and they're all facing in different directions, which is another thing that really surprised me. I don't know why, because I feel like I'm well traveled. Even when I was living in Washington, D.C., I feel like I was well traveled. Clearly not, because when I got to Western Montana, I was like, gosh, it's as silly as this might be, okay? Now, please don't think I'm some like airhead, because I'm truly not. But I was like, gosh, why are all the houses facing different directions? Like, one is pointing north, and this guy is riding my ass, so let me scoot over. There you go. Go ahead. Put you on blast in my YouTube video. Just kidding. Don't come after them. There he is. Well, he's from Montana, so we can't really give him too much shit, can we? So, I was like, why are the houses facing on all sorts of directions? That blew my mind, because if you've ever been to Washington, D.C., I grew up in a row house. So it's literally like all the homes are connected, and it's rows of houses, just like it sounds, a row, and both sides of the street, row houses, and they're the exact same. You know, some are a little bit taller, some are a little bit shorter, some have a deck in the back, some don't, some have a closed garage, some don't, some houses are abandoned, some houses have families, some houses are some like single old lady that lives there. So all the houses look the same-ish. But here, like, of course we have those like traditional neighborhoods where all the houses are the exact same, like a traditional cookie cutter neighborhood. We have those, and if that's for you, that is super duper, and I love that for you. That is not my jam. I will help you buy that. Reach out, call, text, email. All my contact information is below. If that is your cup of tea, that's super duper. I love that for you. But that is not my cup of tea. We wanted space. And when you want space, you need to share that space with somebody else. So if you get a little on the outskirts of town, you find out very quickly how expensive it is to put in a road. And so in my personal case, there was already a road to our house, but in order to use that road, we need to ask our neighbor's permission. However, our neighbor doesn't live there. They live on the East Coast somewhere, so East Coast. I think they live in Pennsylvania, and so they're not there very often. So to get in touch with them was a headache, but we did, and we were like, we will maintain the road because you're not here, so you can't maintain the road. And when we do see them like once a year, they give us like, I don't know, $50-$100 to like maintain the road. Energy, because I'm going to host an open house in the University District. I didn't even tell you. So I was in Florence. I'm driving north to Missoula, and the house I'm hosting an open house is in the University District, and you're coming with me. Anywho, so there's that kind of easement. So we talked about the shared well. We talked about roads. Let's talk about a situation that happened just this past week, where I have a lovely, lovely buyer, also from the East Coast, and he wants to buy some land, and he was looking at some land here, and I was like, before you go look at it, like, let me do my research on my end, because I have access to a whole lot more than what's on Zillow. So I take a look, and I was like, oh, Mr. Buyer, this land that you would like to buy is landlocked. That means, so there's like a piece of land you want to buy, and then all the pieces of land around it are owned by somebody else. So you can't just like waltz over there and walk on somebody else's property. You will get shot. Like that's it. You can't do that. So what I do as a realtor is I will call your neighbor. I got a buyer, and he wants to buy that piece of land that's right next to yours. Is it okay at Monday at 4 p.m. if me and the buyer, we cross your land to go and look at that other land? You can't just like go there. So if you are looking at houses, looking at land, please reach out to a realtor. I would be happy to help in Missoula, Montana, or the surrounding areas, because you have to get permission, even if you're just looking, and even if the neighbor knows that the land next door is for sale. Because like, what if that neighbor doesn't respond, right? So I have to go and call the other neighbor. Hey, your neighbor, let my buyer come and look at your property, so that they don't think you're trespassing, so they don't call the police, so they don't shoot you. I'm just helping you. You're welcome. So easements are a really big deal here. Like, who the hell knew? Like, it's crazy. And then because roads are so expensive to put in, and it's not like this beautiful like asphalt road, because this is gorgeous and it's so flat and nice and maintained by the county. But dirt roads are really expensive to put in. So what tends to happen is, like, they put in one road, and then there are like houses that like branch off of that one road. So all the neighbors need to come together and get an easement. So in order to get an easement, now I cannot write an easement because I am not an attorney, but I can point you in the right direction. I can show you where to get one, and I can make a recommendation if you so choose. This is Lola, by the way. So a real estate attorney is the one who is going to write that easement for you, and everybody's got to sign it, making sure that everybody is a-okay with sharing the road. So if you are going to share a road, you need to be okay with the rules. And along with sharing a road, you need to take turns maintaining that road, because chances are the county does not maintain it. So is it the guy with the tractor that has the little bucket thing, clears the snow and you put the salt down, or that guy clears the snow and you pay him for his gas and his time? Like, there has to be some sort of agreement. Sometimes it's in the easement agreement, or sometimes it's not. Are you going to pay a company to maintain that road, or re-gravel it, or level it? Because you get those, I call them like little speed bumps, because they're like little, that is a very technical term, I know. But in the winter, it's called washboarding. They're like little bumps, so you have to like come with the little tractor thing with the little bucket on the front and kind of clear it. Or they have these like little scrapey things that you put on the back of a tractor that has like all these spikes. Sorry about that, had a phone call. So yeah, on the back of like a tractor, they have these like spiky things that you drag, and it smooths out the road. You need to have some sort of agreement to maintain that road. So if you're looking for a home or a land in a cookie cutter neighborhood, then you're not going to have any of these problems, because you're just going to have like the traditional neighborhood with the beautiful asphalt roads and pretty sidewalks. You're not going to have those problems. But if you go into the outskirts of town, where all the houses are in different directions, and you're sharing a road with your neighbor, then you'll have to have an easement in place. And it's just a fancy word for a piece of paper that allows you to maintain a well. Or what if you have a shared septic? That's a thing, but it's the exact same thing as a shared well. Like if the septic has an issue and a repair person comes over, you need permission. Like if the septic, like the drain field is having an issue, you need permission from your neighbor to go onto their property and check out the drain field. You can't just like waltz over there. So I just wanted to bring that up because it was a learning curve when I moved from Washington, D.C. We didn't have any of these things, right? And so it was a learning curve for me. And then of course, as I got into real estate here, I had to learn all the nuances about it here, and now I'm a pro. And it's actually kind of nice that I have personally experienced it with my property, so I feel like, I don't know, I have a personal touch to it. So yeah, that's my spiel about easements. If you're looking to buy or sell here in Western Montana, please reach out to me, Diana Filkins, realtor serving Missoula and Ravalli County in Western Montana. Now, if you're not looking to buy around here or sell around here, that's okay. Won't hold it against you. However, you should still reach out to me. I can connect you with some wonderful realtors around the country. I have some really great connections in every single state. So I'd be happy to connect you, make sure that you get it to the right hands, make sure you have that easement in place if you're going to a place that's not where all the houses aren't the exact same. So to help maintain or keep this channel going, I would appreciate it if you liked, commented, subscribed, shared, do all the things, you know, just do it. Help a girl out. And until next time.